if you're only doing it for the summer, if you're only doing it for the reunion, you're only doing it for that one person who you're trying to win over or something like that, it's only gonna last as long as you don't reach that goal. I'm doing the fitness video in here today because I didn't want to sit in front of the computer, and that squealing you hear are my kids. One of which just woke up like 5 minutes ago before we were recording the daily vlog. Right now it's not so much daily, there's a lot going on. Anyway, for any updates in our personal lives, to catch what we're going to do this weekend and hopefully actually start doing daily vlogs again, any updates there, go check out that. I'm not going to go into it here. I've already got a topic planned for this one. Anyway, this is Oren, and I am carrying him in an Ergo Baby, I believe is what it's called. Probably one of the best baby holsters we've ever had. It's definitely really cool. No sponsor, but it would be cool if we were. Anyway, so this week's fitness vlog. I weighed in at 214.6 yesterday, because today's Thursday. Unfortunately, I'm late again. But 214 at work, and it was like 213 in the morning, and this morning was like 212. So I started weight training, and obviously it's doing me some good. Switching it up, because since like February on, that's all I was doing was cardio. There wasn't a whole lot of weight training. This past Monday was when I started weight training, and it's a bodybuilding program, so it's very intense, and I am sore all over. So if the camera angle keeps dropping like this, it's because my arms are tired. My back is tired, my triceps are tired, everything is tired. Anyway, my talk today is about diets and dieting, but something that I found for me, because this is not the first time I've gone into trying to lose weight, and through everything that I read, you know, I don't have a degree in nutrition, but I read a lot, like a lot of articles I can get my hands on in scientific magazines and journals, and articles online, things I come across in research for school, reliable sources and places such as Wikipedia. I read it all. I love to learn, especially about things that I'm passionate about, such as weight loss and getting healthy, and dieting and chocolate. We need to get away from thinking of dieting and diets as short-term things and short-term goals and short-term methods and short paths to the thing that we want now, and think of them as more of a lifestyle change. It's going to be, when you think of diet, you can't think, oh, he's dieting, he's only eating healthy stuff from here until, you know, whenever, or he's on a cleanse, or he's on, you know, whatever he or she is on. That's their dieting, right? We need to think of what we eat on a daily basis, regardless of what our goal is. If it's to bulk up, if it's to thin down, if it's to get faster, if it's to lift more, if it's to maintain. Even if you're not trying to better yourself physically or your overall health in any way, shape, or form, what you eat is your diet. Even if you're having fast food daily for multiple meals a day, or even if you're having junk food all the time, that's still your diet. That's still what that is considered. And so my thing is, do it for the long haul. So instead of withholding and depriving yourself for weeks or months to get to the body you want for a reunion, or for summertime, or for whatever it is that you usually diet for, do it long term, but don't deprive yourself. Have small bits of the thing that you're craving, because if you're craving it every day, then having small bits every day is better than going crazy at the end of your diet. So when you finally have that piece of cake and it feels so good, And then you're like, well, you know what? I deprived myself for so long. I can have a second piece. And then before you know it, even more is gone. And I know that feeling. I've been there. I've had it happen before. And it's not fun, and you don't feel good, you know, the next day, even later that day. It's a really bad cycle to be on. And so what you need to do is limit your intake of your trigger foods. Limit the intake of the junk food. Protein, fats, and carbs. You need these things for a healthy body. But how you get them affects how healthy your body is, long-term, short-term, and everywhere in between. The healthier your sources of these foods are, the better off you are. This does not mean that you can't have cake. It doesn't mean you can't have ice cream. What I try and do, and what I stress to everyone I talk to who asks, I have a lot of people who ask me questions about, like, you know, what are you doing? How did you do it? How are you keeping the weight off? We eat as naturally as possible. There's very few things that we eat that are processed. There are definitely benefits to where science and technology have brought us personal preference at that point, you know? So the thing that we try to do most, though, is stay away from anything that's fat-free, sugar-free, because they use filler and empty things to replace the natural sugars. And it tricks your body, yes, but you feel like crap afterwards. And it's all this, there's so many studies out there. You guys got to do your own research. You got to talk to your doctor. I'm not saying what to do. I'm just saying what's worked for me from knowing myself in the past, what's working now, what I've read, stuff like that. But the biggest thing is you have to make that change. You don't want to diet. You want to eat right and have a healthy diet. You want to have a healthy lifestyle. And yes, that can mean having ice cream every now and then. It can mean having cake every now and then. Eventually you're going to get to the point where having a small dessert, like once a week or even less frequently, is going to be satisfying. It's going to be enough. It doesn't seem like that right now. I know. God, do I know. And even sometimes now, more recently, especially with stress and when I have my trigger foods, good night. I know that it does not seem that half a pint or even 1 pint is enough. But you have to remember that it takes a lot of work to get to where you want to be, to keep yourself where you want to be. And it's going to take a lot of work to maintain it if you revert back on an unhealthy diet. But it will be easy to maintain if you keep up a healthy diet. You need to figure out what's more important. Is the body that you're after more important to have for a lifetime? Is a healthy inside more important? Or is having cake nightly more important? If you start right now, you could be 20 pounds lighter in the matter of 3 to 4 months. If you don't start right now, you can be exactly the same weight, exactly the same everything in 3 to 4 months. You could be heavier, depending on what your diet is, depending on what your activity level is, or you could be healthier. You know, I didn't think it would be possible, but a year ago today, I weighed almost 75 pounds more than I do right now. It all starts with small steps. I didn't start working out and eating healthy. I made small changes in my diet. I made small changes in my activity level. I walked for 45 minutes a day at lunch. That 45-minute walk usually only took me about half a mile. Yeah. It got to the point where that 45 minutes was a jog and took me 4 miles. It's baby steps. You have to build on them. You have to work at it. And if you don't want to work at it, then it might not be the right time for you. And that's okay. You just have to be okay with yourself. Do it for yourself. I have to be happy with my body. If I don't get to within the range that I'm shooting for right now, I know that I'm healthier today than I was a year ago. If you're only doing it for the summer, if you're only doing it for the reunion, you're only doing it for that one person who you're trying to win over or something like that, it's only going to last as long as you don't reach that goal. If you don't reach that goal, then you're going to keep working for it, you're going to keep eating healthy, you're going to keep pushing. Once you reach that goal, depending on how that goes over, you could revert slightly, you could revert totally, or you could crash and burn and revert in such a huge way that you end up being even unhealthier than you were when you started. And that is the danger with yo-yoing. And yo-yoing happens when you have these short-term goals and you don't plan for your life. Biking to and from work, that's something that I plan on doing because it's fun. I enjoy it. There's no reason not to, except for when my bike is broken like it is right now. I'm at the computer now because my camera died. Your goals are your goals. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. So far, I have found that through reading stories of other people who've been through similar processes, there's so much to be said about how you look at the word diet, the meaning that you place on that, as well as the goals that you choose to set. You have to figure out what your goal is, and then you have to figure out how to change your lifestyle for that goal. Because if you go the route of a magic pill or a magic program that promises something in a short amount of days, but you're not prepared for your next goal beyond that, if it's not a lifetime thing, if you're not going to keep expounding on that and reaching new goals, then once you reach that goal that you set out to reach, chances are that's going to be at the end of the journey, right? I've been there. I know that, at least for me, that's how it usually was. And when I talk with other people and I read other stories, that's how it is for them as well. You reach that goal, and then everything kind of drops off. You stop eating healthy, you stop being so active. There's all these things that kind of play into our lives. And genetics, for sure, is a hurdle for some people to have to get over. But you can get over it, and that's the thing you have to realize. Do your own research. Talk to your doctor. Figure out what works best for you. What works best for me is this round of weight loss and getting healthier. And it's been that way. The reason for it is because I have multiple goals. Doing the Ironman, I never, ever, ever, I always thought it would be super badass to be able to do something like that, but I never actually thought I could do it. Today, I think I can do it. Not like I can go out and do it right now, but I know that that's a feasibility for me to do at some point in the future, and I know that I want to get there. I would like to be able to get lean enough to see a six-pack once in my life. I now know that that's attainable because I can kind of see it coming through. From that point forward, it'll be, to continue biking to work. It'll be to continue weightlifting. It'll be to continue with eating healthy. It'll be to do more races, get better at a sport, that kind of thing. So there's always goals that you can use to continue your progress. Hopefully the message came through the way that I wanted it to. My whole deal has always been small steps, right direction, doing it. Because even the smallest steps, like 10 minutes a day, it's all a right direction to accomplishing your goal and doing it. You're reaching that goal. Thank you to everyone who's watched tonight. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you all to all the old subscribers. Check out our daily vlog. Link is down below for updates in our daily lives, as well as to vote on me participating in No Shave November. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you all. Bye.